Okay. We're calling the City Greendale Redevelopment Commission regular meeting to order for September 16, 2025 at 6 p.m. It's actually 6:02. The first item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting on August 19, 2025. I'll entertain a motion to approve that unless there are some changes or edits to that.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
A second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, so moved. Did Becky give anybody, I don't have the minutes approval.
I've not seen them unless they're in that green
That's
folder
okay.
somewhere.
I'll just use mine. I'll use my copy. Okay. Moving on to the financials. So Becky did include a few other things here. I'll get to them here in a second. And again, my apologies if I'm jumping around a little bit here. So the first page, we had the beautification fund, and then down below are the various account fund numbers. And then on the second line there under the Maxwell, let's see, Greendale allocation areas where we had the $2 million put away for the LCD project. Second page is our fund report. Trying to think what account this is. I'm not real sure what this account is. Do you know, Anthony?
Which page are you on?
Second page of the packet.
Says a fund detail history, is that what you're reading?
Yes.
Bank 08.
So what are you looking for there?
I'm just wondering what account this is. Oh, these are just the expenses paid. I'm sorry. Those are expenses paid.
Looks like it's coming out of the
It's
275 Econ Develop area, it looks like to me.
Yeah. The-
What's that convention?
That was money we got, right?
Dearborn County Convention. That was last month's invoices that were approved.
Which one?
Oh, it's Dearborn County.
It's the Convention and Visitors Bureau, right?
Yes.
For beautification.
Yeah, that's actually received. So they refunded us the money for the Tepe landscapes that we paid.
Gotcha.
And then,
Thanks.
go ahead. And the next page is, this is the $150,000 that was budgeted by the council last year as riverboat revenue, but we have $139,000. We can use that for other funds. I mean, we can use that to pay other things. And what I want to kind of just make everybody aware of is the next page. This was the budget that I didn't, my apologies, but this is the budget from the council for redevelopment for Riverboat. No?
General.
Oh, for general? Oh, yes, I'm sorry, this is for general. Yes, this is for general.
What's the total amount on that one, so I know what page I'm looking at here?
So, Bill, it is the fourth page of the packet, and at the $58,755.
Yeah, that's what I needed to know, okay.
Okay.
So we spent 27,000.
Correct.
Well, yes, but, so the clerk treasurer has budgeted, taken out of the spendable amount for their budget of $58,755, and it has been broken down in the manner you see there. I told Becky, I'd never seen this before, and I think this will be reduced. It won't impact us at all because it's just what they pay. So, for instance, the 3 non-council members, the pay comes out of one of these accounts. Any postage comes out of this account for that. So there has been some small amounts. Anthony's invoices on the claims, at the top of the claims that we'll see next, comes out of this account. Why it was like this goes back to when Al was part of redevelopment and the city paid his and Angie's invoices. So it's things like this that Becky's trying to clean up. So we'll kind of look at it a little bit closer as we go, and we'll give you guys an idea. We will need to be an approval on this next year for the budget, for the city budget. So that is it, other than the CDs, which we have under new business down below. So if there are no questions, comments, concerns on the financial report, I'll entertain a motion to approve that.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those against? So moved. Okay. Financial report. Approval of claims. Let me see, there's not a whole, so, for instance, here, at the very top where it says general fund operating, it says legal fees for Anthony of $400. That comes from that account we just discussed.
It has it on his invoice too.
Yeah, and it is not, so we had that fund, we had the TIF fund, which we talked about, then we had the riverboat fund. And we had the beautification fund now, too. I'm sorry, which is there. Comments, questions?
I guess we'll pay him.
I'll make a motion to approve the claims.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against? So moved. Just an FYI on fish, we have spent about $67,500 on all of that, so. Mike, I'll turn it over to you for unfinished business.
All right, so on Stellar, Mayor Carstetter and I, we met with HWC Engineering to talk about the design and engineering services, proposed agreement with them. There was discussion on how the first phase of that design and engineering work is going to be paid for. We are waiting on currently HWC to turn in a modified version of that agreement to kind of break it into phases. First phase to get the city through everything up to application and getting the application submitted, and then phase 2 would be managing the project from award on through about 2028 or so. Depending on what the cost is for phase 1, the mayor and I, we discussed that there might be a ask of redevelopment to contribute maybe funding toward that phase 1 design engineering cost, which that does count toward the city's match, the design engineering. So we don't know what that figure is right now. It might be something we'll be able to report to you in the October meeting, but just wanted to put that on your radar. We'll be thinking about that.
Mike, if redevelopment, I mean, we had stated an amount we would be willing to match, but if we contributed towards that, that would count towards our match, right? Not the city's match.
So Okra really isn't going to just care whether it's coming from redevelopment or the city. They're just concerned about the overall local government participation in it. So, you know, whether it's coming from here or there, they're all going to consider it part of the same bucket. Now, what the council approved a letter for city match when we applied or sent in the official strategic investment plan as the proposal to get the stellar designation. City council had a vote, and there was a letter that was approved and signed, signaling whatever that amount was from the city. But yeah, I don't know if redevelopment's ever made really a decision on. We've talked about property acquisition potentially, but
Correct,
you know,
correct.
as far as other financial participation in that match, yeah, it's something that this board still needs to decide.
Okay.
I don't know that any formal action's been decided
Okay.
there by
All right.
GRC yet.
Okay.
But to the question, the number that the city council committed to in their letter is really what Oker's looking at.
Whether that comes
Whether
from
whether or
city
not
or
we put money
GRC.
there or whatever,
Mhm.
they're looking at that number. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So I guess really what you're saying is that's something for us and the mayor to discuss.
Yeah, it'd
Which
be
pot
a
it
good
comes out of.
discussion to have with Vince, and I don't know that Vince will have a figure until we get this revised contract from HWC.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you. IMPA?
Oh, yeah. So the IMPA virtual site tour, I think I provided a link to this, but I just pulled it up on the computer here to walk you through it real quick. So IMPA, which is the electric wholesaler for Greendale Utilities, they're an investor at One Dearborn, and so we're really happy to have them on board with the organization supporting what we're doing here in Greendale and in Lawrenceburg. We've done this before with them. In fact, for the Loveless site, where BWF Envirotech is now going, it was really helpful in those early meetings with BWF Envirotech to have an interactive map showing where all the utilities were. They had a particular member of their staff, a guy who runs their engineers their buildings, their projects. It was very helpful to him, gave him comfort, and the company overall comfort in moving forward with that site, and that turned into a project. So when IMPA earlier this year offered us the opportunity to have, go through a similar marketing tool development for Greendale, we said, well, looking at this GLP Capital site, which I think is, according to the new economic development master plan that the city's adopted here a number of months ago. Obviously, this is an area that the city's targeting for redevelopment, so we said, let's get this done. It's no cost to One Dearborn, no cost to GRC, and it's been completed now. We've already shared this with some developers. There's a conversation between the developer and the property owner scheduled for later this week with the help of this map, so it's already kind of bearing some fruit. You can scroll down through it. Of course, it outlines the site. There's a brochure we developed, a marketing brochure. There's a video highlighting Dearborn County's workforce. This was a video we previously had at One Dearborn. We just included this on there. This goes through some of the assets of the site: 49 acres, zoning, highway mixed use and trail-oriented residential, 33,000 vehicles a day passing by on Highway 50, TIF district. Some other kind of high-level bullet points that the developer might like to know. But this is kind of what the really useful thing is, and what was really useful with BWF was the utility mapping. So shout out to Sean Gaitis, the utilities director in Sycamore Gas, who worked with us to help get these mapped and get that information to Banning Engineering, who put this virtual site tour together. But you can click on any of these lines, and it brings up additional detail. Okay, well, this is some of these lines are hard to click on, but you can click on them and say electric. Obviously, red's going to be electric, but sometimes it'll give you the capacity or what the line size is, depending on where you click on these. And there's a zoning as well, so you can see how it's zoned. This is according to the the city's recently adopted zoning. So that front area is highway mixed use, the back area trail-oriented residential, which would be helpful for a developer to know where those lines are. Floodplain, status, of course, it's noted as levee protected there. So yeah, just wanted to share that with you. You can thank the folks at IMPA.
Mike, is this the only property that they've done, or is there more of the city done like this?
We did the Loveless site, what we call the Loveless site. It was the 7.5 acres where BWF Envirotech is now going previously. We did discuss the GreenCom sites as well. I need to check up with IMPA and see if they're moving forward on that or if this is the only one we get this year. But
Okay.
we've gotten them information for both of the sites, so.
Yeah, that's, I see this being very useful,
Yeah.
especially for you out there trying to talk to people, for sure.
Right. Yep.
Wow.
Mike, is this something, does IMPA, do they do this, like maybe one free for their different users a year, or could we, do they ever have other cities engage them and say, we'd like this property done?
Yeah, I think this is a benefit they offer to a number of their member communities all across the state of Indiana. Some may or may not take advantage of it, but anytime we get the opportunity to work with IMPA, whether it's a video project or a virtual site tour like this, we'll usually jump at those opportunities, so.
Mike, how can we access that if we're talking to somebody, we can say, hey, let me show you this website. How can we do that?
There's a link in the email update I sent to you. How could the public access it? Because we were still kind of drafting it until recently. So I shared with like Mike and Anthony and maybe a couple others and kind of got some feedback when we got the draft, and they just kind of adopted those changes. So we haven't published this publicly yet. Of course, we are showing it here in the meeting. I'm comfortable doing that. But we have an online site inventory on our website at One Dearborn.
One Dearborn,
And
okay.
it'll be linked on there for the GLP capital property when we get the GLP capital property listing approved by the property owner.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Okay,
Yep.
very nice. Brain Bridge?
Yeah, so on the train bridge beautification project, we talked last month about like taking this off the agenda, and then a few days later, we finally got a response from Genesee and Wyoming. And the response was, I think, favorable, that what we had submitted to them was an application for a land lease in order to do, hang signs from the train bridge over Highway 50 near the state line. And they just got back to us, took a few months. I think we submitted that in April, but they did get back to us with agreements indicating that they're willing to work with us on this. We'll have to, when we send these agreements back, complete them and send them back, there will be a 60-day window that opens up for the project to take place. So my recommendation, my thought is we don't send these agreements back and completed until we got pretty much everything else on the project teed up. So ball's kind of in our court at this point. If GRC wants to move forward with the project, identify the funding for the project, and these are all things we need to get straightened out, I think, prior to getting back to Genesee and Wyoming, but the door's open. Just what does GRC, what does this board want to do from here?
So I think we know, we had talked before that there was at one point potential state match for these funds. That is definitely not there right now.
Yeah, we talked about Indiana Destination Development Corporation. They have had for the past handful of years a destination development grant for things like welcome signage. And that program in this state budget is not funded. So that is not going to be a resource that we'll be able to go and apply for to get 50-50 matching funds for a project here.
And we don't know about 2026, right?
No, it's a 2-year state budget cycle, so
okay.
I'm not
Yes,
holding
we
out
do.
too much hope for 26 either.
I'd be more than happy to talk to the Visitor and Convention Bureau on that. I really have no idea their appetite on that. I know they've helped on some signage in different communities to a much, much smaller degree. We're talking about $5,000. But what's the, well, you guys what'd we figure, around $100,000?
$99, but I'm sure we can,
How much?
I think it was 99, I think, but
Per side, or is that the total?
that's for everything. That's for both sides, I think.
That's what I thought.
No, eastbound, westbound, both, yeah.
Mike Perlberg,
Mhm.
in the application process that you've seen so far, are we gonna be needing to pay them, quote, a rent fee every year? Is there anything like that mentioned anywhere yet?
It's a good question. I don't know off the top of my head. I'll have to review the agreement and see.
Because this is not, we got 99 here, but if we have an ongoing price,
Right.
we also need to figure that in there, so.
Right.
Chris?
Aaron, Mark, Bill? I'm not gonna ask Mitch. I'm teasing Mitch.
No, this is gonna say, welcome to Greendale, thank you for visiting Greendale.
Mark Kniga lives here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just, I'm sure, maybe we'll get some.
And
maybe we'll get
if the
some-
tourism wants to get some money,
The
we could
grandfather of the ESPN kid.
put them on there as well.
So I know we want it to be for us, but maybe getting some matching dollars, welcome to Dearborn County, thank you for visiting Greendale. I'm just throwing it out there.
I think there's things there, would Lawrenceburg wanna chip in on
Lawrenceburg,
it?
yeah.
I mean, as long as they're, we're not, we're just saying that, I don't know. I think it's wonderful. I think it'd make a big change, but it's not cheap.
It's a lot of money. How many cars go that way versus go 275? There's 33,000, I think,
Probably around 25,000 a day at that end of 50.
that go up that way. Go up
Oh,
east.
yeah.
I could tell you. By the way, I looked it up. The licensing annual fee they're proposing is $0.
Oh, that's good.
Like, I think they kind of view it as us doing them somewhat of a favor
Yeah.
in covering up
We
the.
have
$440,000 next year.
$140,000
Yeah.
right?
We do.
So you have statistics somewhere, Mike, to tell you how much traffic is down that end of 50?
NDOT publishes that, yeah.
Oh, do they? Okay, I didn't realize that.
I would think that the Convention of Visitors Bureau might want their website even that said, isn't it Visit Southeast Indiana or something?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I believe so. They changed it because, not Dearborn County, because Dearborn County, Michigan was such a big one. Mooch did just bring up that we do have, the riverboat money, which, again, that'll go away.
It's about 14,000 vehicles a day,
Going east.
according to NDOT.
About half, 50/50.
Both directions, I think.
Discuss more next month? You wanna?
Well, we got the one answer already for the discussion, that's the zero charge going forward. I think that, I'd like to discuss it next month, but in the meantime, can you visit with the CBB to see whether or not they're willing to kick some money into this thing? Do you have a meeting or anything with them, or?
We do, was this morning, so it's always, I'd be happy to bring it up and I'll get their temperature on it.
If they don't, where are we at?
Mhm.
Trying to recall, and I went back through some notes and I couldn't relocate. We had talked about the grant program. I don't recall what level of that was there. Was it a like 50/50 match?
50/50. I want to say it was up to $50,000. We might have paid for half of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mooch, refresh my memory on the length of time that we expect the banner to hold up?
It's not a banner, it's die-bond panels,
Oh, that's right, I'm sorry, yeah, panels,
aluminum
that's right.
panels.
Yeah.
I don't know, I can't give it.
We went to the panel price because the banners could get beat up in the wind.
Yeah, correct.
So this is whether or not it bleaches out in the sun, in theory?
I mean, it's painted, so we should be fine with that.
Yeah, and we could just repaint the panels kind of thing, right?
If we need to clean it or do something to it, is that another, do we have to submit another application for a project again?
I don't know. I have to look at a little more through the agreement to see. But the real tricky part of doing any maintenance on this is just going to be the traffic management and Highway 50 and working with NDOT. So yeah, I would probably, in my mind, I would probably advise some sort of signage that's going to hold up, maintain long-term, remain reasonably clean. So you don't got to be out there on an annual basis dealing with
That's why we put the
NDOT and
dive on
50 and,
versus the banner.
yeah.
And it's green and not white,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So if it were white background, it'd be different.
Anthony, have you read the agreement?
No.
Okay.
To Mooch's question, I like the idea. I would prefer naturally to have some CVB money kicking into this because we're not just promoting the city, we're promoting everything. kind of,
Absolutely.
you know, it's-
I would agree.
It's an entrance to the county, just like the 275 exit is, so.
How about we do this? Let Mike can maybe get back on to them about
What's that?
if something has to be done to it, what kind of thing. Anthony can read the agreement.
Can't get 'em.
Maybe I'll email all the
do
CVB
anything.
members just to see, get their temperature of
I
something
doubt
like this. We can't, it's not hurt, doesn't hurt to ask. I don't know who to reach out to in Lawrenceburg. Maybe I could see if Vince would want to reach out to Kelly. I really don't know, because honestly, Lawrenceburg probably has better advertising than the CVB does at this point. So, that's okay, we'll bring it up next month.
If you want me to go to tourism with you and help talk about the project,
Okay.
I'm willing to do that, but you let me know.
I will, thank you.
Mooch, in your mind, the determination of whether it just says Greendale or Dearborn County or Lawrenceburg, whatever it is, you can work that into that scheme you've got there.
Oh,
and
yeah,
make it
absolutely.
look real,
Yep.
right? Yeah, okay.
That's all I have.
Okay, thanks. Anthony?
KPG Greendale, they are going to begin some fill work soon. I've talked to them about that, and that's kind of the only update I have from them right now. I don't know if Mike has any other update.
They're still working on their forgivable loan agreement with SEI Ready Inc. Received a message from the developer yesterday that their legal counsel has reviewed that, and I think that that forgivable loan agreement has been transmitted back, or will be soon, to SEI Ready for that $2 million in ready funding going into that project. So sounds like it's progressing slowly there.
The Valley Woods potential property development, I did hear back from Bayer Becker right before this meeting, and they said that we could go ahead and record that plat and transfer the property, and they did give me a quote, which I will provide to the board next month for doing the easement work that we discussed. That was $6,100 to locate the easements and put them, get them prepared for when we transfer the lots, so we can have all of the city's easements recorded on those new lots.
So the 6,100 is is a price that we need to see if we want to pay for them to locate all utilities?
Yeah, the city has the utilities mapped, but they're not GIS'd.
Okay.
So they're gonna use the city's maps, they're gonna go out there and locate them, GIS them, and then officially put them on a plat, so that when we transfer those lots, we can reserve easements to the city.
And but in addition, alongside this, you will be recording the property as redevelopments.
Yeah, if you remember, phase 1 is recording this plat, and then phase 2 is their work, where they're gonna come in and talk to us about what size lots they
Okay.
wanna do.
Okay.
And along with that, next month, you can decide, do you wanna pay them to do these easements or not?
Well, can we decide that now?
Yeah,
So-
let me get you the exact,
I mean, is that okay with everybody rather than waiting another month?
If we know the price, moving on, already moving forward makes sense. We already know the price.
Right.
the price was $6,100. And that was utility location survey of the proposed lot area shown, and it will include the following items. Perform utility research to determine the existence of storm, sanitary sewers, water mains, gas mains, electric, telephone, and cable conduits. Locate visible and marked utilities in the project area. Coordinate and subcontract work with private underground utility locator and incorporate the markings into the survey. Show location depth and pipe sizes for storm and sanitary. Plot underground utilities as shown. Provide the data to the city in electronic format and the coordinates.
So we can either have that in paper form next month, or we can vote on it today. It's pleasure of the board.
I mean, we have to have it done.
Yes.
I'll make a motion, we pay Bear Becker $6,100 to perform the duties that Anthony listed.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any discussion? All those opposed? So moved. Thank you.
You
Anthony,
seconded?
I seconded it.
Okay.
Anthony, would you distribute to us, but via email, that list
Yes.
that you just said?
I will.
Thank you.
Anthony, Taco Bell property?
I spoke to the surveyor on Friday. I anticipated having that here at the midweek of this week so that we can close. Closing is scheduled for a deadline of next week, and we're going to be pushing that. So I would ask the board to approve an addendum to that contract and move the closing to the end of October.
To definitely move it, or to,
Well,
Only if necessary?
yeah, sometime prior to the end, like October 31st.
But to move it only if necessary. We're still, if we can make next week, we're gonna make
Still
next week.
pushing to make
Yeah.
next week, yeah.
okay, so Anthony's asked for approval to move the closing from the end of this month to the end of October if needed.
I will make that motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? So moved. Okay. Soft wash program, as we have about 89 finished, 19. Do you have his email in front of you?
19 scheduled?
You want that list? You want to see that list?
Oh, no, here. He had sent it. So out of the 155, I think we have about 2/3 of them will be finished by the end of this month. And then the other ones have not responded, or have responded and don't want to do it, or they, so he's still working with them. I think having a 2/3 of the residents in that community, in that area do it has been a huge win for us. So I think we're fortunate. That's all I had on that. Any questions on it?
So if they're not scheduled yet, homeowners cannot finish, they can't add any more this year, is that the theory? We're done, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Correct. Okay. So we'll move on to new business. The last sheet of your financial packet is, we have a certificate of deposit that is coming due.
End of this month.
Bill, I'll let you, if you don't mind, I'll let you kind of,
Yeah, I met with Becky after our last meeting and asked her to reach out to Kim Tremaine to see what rates there were, and at that time, she had some kind of an email from Kim, I can't recall. It was a 12-month, was something like 3.81, which now it's lower now, it's 3.6 for a 12-month. That's what she and I were talking about looking at doing. But, now the sheet in front of you has those rates, just so you know, back in March when we got the first set, the 12-month was 4.19. so now it's 3.6. Everything's dropped about a half a point. Now, these rates also could change by the end of this month, because tomorrow, if, I don't know,
Yeah.
everybody's believing that they're gonna drop rates tomorrow, but, at the
UCB
Fed.
changed Friday.
I'm sorry?
UCB's changed Friday.
This, I think, came from,
But
this is after that, I
The
believe.
Fed will decide on rates
Okay.
and
Yeah,
the
the Fed's-
markets,
if the Fed
markets are
changes tomorrow,
betting
the market
that
may,
will change.
UCB may take it down lower, or Civista, I mean.
Well, you're supposed to change their rate Friday, because I checked yesterday, and it dropped substantially.
I believe these rates are with that change. I'm not positive of that. This
Okay.
is, I think this is as of yesterday.
Okay.
To my
So Bill,
knowledge.
she
Good.
could not promise
To my knowledge, but we can't, that's why
Yeah,
it's
yes.
subject to change. But right now, looking at that, I would have liked to have seen us roll that 6-month out to the 30-month timeframe, or, basically 2 years from now, but that doesn't make sense to roll it out that far. I think we're better off just rolling it into the 1-year thing at the 3.6 if we can get that. That's my opinion, so what do you guys think?
So if we rolled into 1 year, then we're gonna have 2 of them come due about a week apart next year.
Roughly, yeah. Mm-hmm. Actually, they may come due at the same time now, you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Or 3/26 of 2026, they could come due at the same time.
No, I'm talking about the one that,
The 10/3, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
10/3,
yeah.
yeah. They could come due at the same time, yeah. Mhm.
so if we do 6 months, we come due, then we come due around the April one, be in March. Oh, they do have, huh, okay. They have a 7-month.
I mean, if you extend out if you multiply the percentage out times the amount of money that we have in that particular CD that's coming due, we'll still get, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, but we still get some more interest at the end of this month with that. So the year-to-date interest is 8,900. I think it'll be about 10,000, I think.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Now, I'm assuming that balance is as of, they pay the
last
interest
month.
every month, I
Yeah.
think, so it's probably as of August 30th.
Right.
So you'd have another 30 days of interest.
Yeah, because if we got 4.30 for 6 months back then, that 4.30 times that 500,000, it should come out to roughly 10,000 something. So we're gonna get a little bit more money there. So now we're gonna have 510,000. If you extend that, you multiply that out. I'm not sure there's a whole lot of difference, actual cash-wise, between a 6 and a 7 month. Interest-wise.
I'm good with either one, a 6 or a 7.
You don't want to go to a 12?
I'm okay with 12. I really am okay with 12, because I think the rates, again, nobody knows what's gonna happen, but the markets, all indicators are that tomorrow the market will drop 25 basis points. So I'm okay with either one, so I think you're gonna see these rates go down. I think Civista's already
I'm correct in figuring
played
that out,
those
right?
into that.
I take this, it's 510, but roughly I'm using times that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be
Yeah.
a few $100.
You're the banker, what do you suggest?
I'd go 12 months.
Yeah.
So you need a motion for that, or?
I think we can't actually make the decision as far as the 12-month. We can suggest to Becky. Becky's the only one who can make that decision, from what I understand. So we can let her know this is what we would like to do, I believe. I don't know.
Yeah, we can recommend.
Yeah, I don't know if
to
that's a
her.
motion or not, though, is it,
And
Anthony?
Bill, the one thing I would suggest to Becky, and she'd understand this, is Civista's gonna drop them, there may be a higher rate, Civista will match that. So I think I would maybe potentially have you call around and see on the 30th what they are, and then I think Civista would then match it, because even with us, with $500,000, 10 basis points is, that's gonna be pretty decent size.
Right.
In my opinion. So, do I understand the recommendation is to have Bill speak to Becky and renew it at 12 months?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I don't need a motion on that, do I?
You say we need a motion, Anthony?
I think you should make a motion.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
Okay. We have a motion from Bill.
I'll
We have-
second.
We have a motion and a second to go, renew it at 12 months when it comes due on September 30th. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, so moved. Thank you, Bill, for taking the time and doing that. Resolution for endowment of annual funds.
I'm still working on this.
Okay. In the LCD levy funds levy project matching funds update, I think the only update I know of is Lawrenceburg did approve it. I was not there. I heard it went very well and that they were happy to do it. That's all I heard. I know now the LCD will at some point go to the county for approval. I have no idea the temperature for the county to approve or not approve that, but I would, if I'll find out the date of that, and I think if we can attend, or anybody, I know I'll try to attend if I can. It's just, if Lawrenceburg and us, we show up and say, we've already committed these funds. Once we get an interlocal agreement, once they get the project amount together. So that's all good news. It's really good news. So, any other business? Anything from the audience? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. We have a motion. We have a second.
I'll second.
We have a motion and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed, so moved. Thank you. Look at that. Mike, you got you out with
That's what we had, yeah, that's what we had last year.
How's work going?